Dropshipping. Is it still as profitable in 2019 onwards as it has been for the previous years? The answer might shock you. Let's dive into it. Now, before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone who took part in our charity run in the last video, the last video. We raised $443 for bestfriends.org. So I'm really happy about that. Thank you for everybody who liked the video and also left a comment, because I went ahead and donated $1 for every single like and every single comment within the first 25-hour time period. So again, just wanted to flash proof up here that I actually did it, and that's directly from my PayPal account. Thank you for everybody who partook or took part in this donation, this charity run. You guys are amazing. So let's dive into it. Point number 1, is dropshipping still profitable? Well, here's the thing, and something that everybody knows about and something we really need to talk about. What is this elephant in the room that is constantly there, getting bigger with no signs of slowing down? Amazon. So how exactly can you and I compete with the likes of people like, or a big corporation like Amazon? That's the big question that needs to be answered. The biggest barrier you're gonna face is shipping times as well as prices as well. So here's the thing, Amazon, and I read this the other day, and this is the best way that I've seen it put recently, is that Amazon is becoming the AliExpress of same-day shipping. So how exactly do you combat this, and how exactly do you go out there and make money and stand out and still become profitable in this day and age when it comes to drop shipping? So the very first thing that comes to mind is that you need to combat this with offsetting the price and lowering your price when it comes to Amazon. Something that I've been really big into recently is you have one of two options. Number one, if you are a non-branded store, meaning your store doesn't revolve around one product or a particular brand, then you're gonna need to undercut generic products on Amazon by $1 minimum. Why? And I mentioned this in another video, is because people value their money more than anything else. So when it comes down to it, you wanna go ahead and play off of that. So if something's selling for $12 on Amazon and you're getting it for like $6, you can sell it for $11 on your store, and people will cross-reference it with Amazon and see that you're actually cheaper. And psychologically, they'll purchase from you. However, unless they need that item really, really fast, they're gonna get it from Amazon. So one thing that you can go ahead and do immediately is lower your price by under $1, undercutting Amazon. But a lot of times it might be hard to actually undercut Amazon, so you're gonna actually have to really dive deep into the supplier chain and find a product that meets your margins and your criteria as well. Now, the second point is that nobody sets themselves up correctly right now in this stage of dropshipping for a long-term play. And I've been talking about this for years now. This is something that I've been a really big advocate in. And I'm gonna say something really bold right now. One-off sales, if you're currently still trying to go after one-off sales, you're fighting an uphill battle that necessarily isn't going to ever end up profitable for you, or you won't ever win this battle because of point number 1, which is Amazon, right? Again, Amazon is this looming giant over all of us that's saying, yeah, what's your next move? Bet you we can combat you. So you have to keep in mind that if you acquire a customer immediately, and this is actually happening with somebody that I'm working with right now, his name's Chang. And Chang's getting basically break even on his, not break even, he's a roughly, I think it's like 15 or 20% profit margin on one of his products, on his entire product, but one product did around $300,000 in sales for him, and he's been able to keep $50,000. And here's the thing that I told him, is that when I'm actually helping him scale this store, it's the fact that here's the biggest thing that I realized, is first off, he's not using Stripe, which is huge. He left so much money on the table. He's only accepting PayPal because he didn't have an EIN at this point. But again, the biggest thing that I realized is that he didn't have a proper schedule or proper format to reach his customers that he acquired. So if he's still able to make a very tiny little profit, within 7 to 15 days later, he'll be able to go out there again and make even more money by selling to those same exact customers. That $50,000 in profit that he made from thousands of customers, from I think like 8,000 something customers, he would be able to turn roughly, I would guess, $10 to $20 average within the month on every single customer, on average, okay? So some customers might spend $200, other ones might spend $50, but if we average it out, anywhere from $10 to $20 for every single customer, which would allow him to get, I would say, roughly an extra $50,000 to $80,000 revenue And all that revenue, all you have to subtract is the product cost at that point because you already paid for the advertisement. And that's just immediately within the first month. And one program that I would suggest using, there's different programs that you can use. For immediate cart abandonment, you can do like SMS bump, but one that I would really suggest for follow-up is mail funnels. So with mail funnels, you have the ability to do one-click cart abandonment setup. You have the ability to go out there and have a post-sale sequence set up so they get emails after they purchase constantly for however many days you want. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. There's a link in the description down below if you wanted to go ahead and take a look at mail funnels as well. So again, you can just take a look. There's a lot of resources down below that you can use as well. So again, you definitely want to go ahead and set yourself up correctly when it comes down to a longer term structure. And the person who's willing to spend the most and who can spend the most on acquiring a customer will win the long-term game of e-commerce. That's how it works. That's what Jeff Bezos knows as well, and that's how he scaled Amazon to great lengths. Now lastly, one of the biggest mistakes that I also see is people are relying so heavily on Facebook. And unfortunately, everybody puts all their eggs in one basket. You guys know that there's other platforms like, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, influencers for the record, Instagram influencers. But again, a lot of people don't also realize is that Bing actually has 33% higher buyers, so more buyers compared to Google. Again, everybody goes to Google. But people on Bing, it's more of an older crowd, so they tend to purchase more. Even though the traffic isn't as big in regards to volume as it is on Google, Bing has higher buyer traffic. So you have Bing, you can use Google Ads still, you can use Pinterest. You want to start diversifying your traffic sources. Diversifying your traffic sources is something so important. So I quickly wanted to shed some light on different advertising mediums that you can use aside from Facebook. And everybody knows about Facebook, and that's at business.facebook.com. Now here's some unorthodox ones that some people have been trying and other people are trying, some of them with a lot more success than others. For example, I have heard and I've started dabbling with a lot of Google. Now I do have a friend who lives in Miami, his name is Richard, and he's doing upwards of $2 million every single month just running Google campaigns. Now again, I didn't really go into detail with him a lot in regards to what type of campaigns he's actually running, but I do know 100% that he's using Google and it's working exceptionally well, and he also has taught people privately and they're doing exceptionally well also. And the other one is Pinterest, and I know Coach Mario inside of 100K Blueprint, he uses Pinterest right now and he's doing a few $100s a day, very easy and extremely cheap traffic. Then we have Snapchat, and Snapchat recently released and rolling out their pixel that will allow you to track sales via their platform. And then you also have Reddit ads in regards to advertising on Reddit. Now Reddit has a lot of traffic, and this is definitely a source that you can utilize, and if done correctly, this community is so powerful, so exceptionally powerful, and you can get viral and go viral extremely easily as well. So again, what I would recommend is harnessing and focusing in on one particular traffic source that you want to learn and master, and then once you do learn and once you go ahead and master that traffic source, you can then move to another one. But if you're constantly hopping around different platforms trying to figure out which one works the best, you're never going to get the best results because let's face it, you don't have hundreds and thousands of dollars to burn through to test. So focus your energy and time on one traffic source and really harness in on learning it and then move on from there. So to sum this video up, yes, if drop shipping is done correctly, you can still make a profit. However, if you're doing what everybody else is doing and just throwing together just some random store, running very generic ads, very bland targeting, if you will, if even any targeting, you're gonna get lost in a vast sea of competition and your ad costs will drown you in a lot of debt. So I don't necessarily recommend anybody going in without a solid plan and setting yourself up correctly. Again, like I said in the beginning, you always want to take a look at cross-referencing Amazon. Take a look at what's selling, what the price point is, see if you can undercut or see if you can do something a little better. And that's something I didn't mention as well. If you want to really stand out, you have one of two options. You can undercut Amazon, or you can, let's just say you're selling this pen, right? The same pen you'll sell for $10, it'll be on Amazon for $11. You can actually sell this pen at $15 if you package it with, let's just say, 4 other pens and a notepad. So yours seems much more of a better deal than compared to Amazon. So bundling offers, that's great. But you also want to go ahead and make sure that you're diversifying your traffic sources. This is huge, and not a lot of people are doing this. And lastly, nobody has a long-term proper structure in place, and you want to make sure you're setting yourself up with a proper structure before you get started to ensure that you have the ability to spend more money than everybody else does to acquire a customer, so you can make more money in the long term. That's the name of the game here, right? So again, my answer is yes, dropshipping is still extremely profitable if done correctly. I recommend watching this video right over here where it talks about one product dropshipping and how you can get started in 2019 and how that's actually one of the most profitable ways to go ahead and get started to see a lot of revenue and potentially profit come in through the dropshipping model. So again, Dan Family Notification Squad, click that like button and that subscribe button. I'll see you guys tomorrow.